Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.com.
In continuation to the last class, in this class we start with problem number 14 ma. Okay, right. See this. In this problem number 14, see here. This is what obtain the answers to A and B in exercise 13, right? Just now we completed 13. So there A is what is the maximum current in the coil, and B is what is the time lag between the voltage maximum and the current maximum. So regarding the A and B in exercise 13, we have to obtain the answers again if the circuit is connected to a high frequency supply 240 volts, 10 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz. Hence, explain statement that at very high frequency, inductor in circuit amounts to open circuit, right? What he is asking ma? Hence, explain statement that at very high frequency, inductor in circuit amounts to open circuit, right? Full stop. How does an inductor behave in a DC circuit after the steady state? How does an inductor behave in a DC circuit? In a DC circuit after the steady state? After the steady state. Okay, right. So the question is here. The question is, this is what high frequency we know, 10,000 Hz. The question is, explain statement that at very high frequency, inductor in circuit amounts to open circuit. And in continuation to that, how does an inductor behave? How does an inductor behave in a DC circuit after the steady state? After the steady state. Okay, right. So this exercise problem, this is what 14th problem is linking to the 13th ma. So how it is linking means, whatever he is asking to find from 13th problem, A is what is the maximum current in the coil, and B is what is the time lag between the voltage maximum and the current maximum. What is the time lag between the voltage maximum and the current maximum, right? So A and B. Okay. So these two things we have to find here also. In 14th also we have to find. But here we have to take, this is the voltage and this is the frequency. If the circuit is connected to a high frequency supply, 240 volt, 10 kilohertz, okay, right. Hence explain statement that at very high frequency, right, it is as usual, I already told you. So he is asking how, okay, he is asking to explain the statement at a very high frequency, inductor in circuit amounts to open circuit, and next, how does an inductor behave in a DC circuit after the steady state? Okay, see here. Here F is equal to frequency already given 10 kilohertz. That is what kilo means 10 power 3 no. So you can write it as 10 to the power of 4. 10 to the power of 4 hertz, comma, omega is equal to 2 pi f. that is what 2 pi into 10 to the power of 4, 2 pi into 10 to the power of 4 radians per second, because radians per second is the unit of omega, no? Right. Next, 2 omega is equal to 2 pi f, but frequency is 10 to the power of 4, no? That's why here we are getting 2 pi into 10 to the power of 4 radians per second. And epsilon RMS is equal to 240 volts, already given. Right now, first what we have to find? First, what is the maximum current in the coil, no? Right. Maximum current in the coil, I naught is equal to epsilon naught divided by square root of r square plus omega square L square. I naught is equal to epsilon naught divided by square root of r square plus omega square L square is equal to epsilon naught means what? It is root 2 into epsilon RMS, no? So root 2 into 240. Root 2 into 240 divided by square root of 10 power 4, which is what? R value, no? R value they have given in our previous problem, that is what according to exercise 13, which is 100 ohms. But here square is there, no? 100 square means 10 to the power of 4, no? Plus omega value is 2 pi into 10 to the power of 4. So 4 pi square into 10 to the power of 8 into 0.5 square. 0.5 square. That is what inductance value already given in the last problem. That is exercise 13. Right. That is equal to 1.08 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amps. 1.08 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amps. Okay. Right. Here, the contribution of the resistor R is negligible as compared to the resistance omega L. Here, the contribution of the resistor, capital R is negligible. As compared to the reactance. Sorry, I think this is what I told you previous resistance, no? Right? It is not resistance, no, but it is reactance. Okay. Right. If I already told you reactance means no problem, it is continuous. But anyhow here it is a reactance. Here the contribution of the resistor R is negligible. R is negligible when compared to the R is negligible as compared to the reactance. As compared to the reactance here omega L. Right. Now also tan pi is equal to omega L by R, that is equal to omega means 2 pi into 10 power 4 ma. L means 0.5, R means 100. So it will give us 100 pi. Tan pi is equal to 100 pi. Okay. Right. Next, which is very large. So tan phi is 100 pi means which is very large. So phi is nearly equal to pi by 2. Phi is nearly equal to pi by 2 radian. Pi by 2 radian. Thus, we see that I naught is much smaller. That is 1.02 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amperes than its value 1.82 amperes at high frequency. So, in our previous exercise problem number 13, there also we calculated I naught. So, there we got it as 1.82 amps, but there the frequency is only 50 hertz, but here the frequency is 10,000 hertz. Here we got I naught as 1.82 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amperes. That's why here this I naught is very small when compared to the I naught value what we got there itself, full stop. At high frequency, L nearly amounts to open circuit, that is it offers very large resistance, right? At high frequency L, that is what inductance, nearly amounts to an open circuit, that is it offers very large resistance, right? Full stop. And one more question is there, no? That is what, how does an inductor behave? How does an inductor behave in a DC circuit after the steady state? See here, in a DC circuit, that is what, after attaining steady state, in a DC circuit, omega is equal to 0. So, L acts like a pure conductor. In a DC circuit, omega is equal to 0. L acts like a pure conductor. L acts like a pure conductor. Okay, right, full stop. See here. Next, after completion of this, next continuation problem, that is what problem number 15. Problem number 15. Okay, right, see this. A 100 microfarad capacitor, 100 microfarad capacitor in series with a 40 ohms resistance is connected to a 110 volt, 60 hertz supply. So I will repeat once again. There is a capacitor, this is the capacitance of a capacitor, that is what 100 microfarad capacitor in series with a 40 ohms resistance, is connected to a 110 volt 60 hertz supply. A, what is the maximum current in the circuit, and B, what is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum, right? Two things are there. One is what is the maximum current in the circuit, and B is what is the time lag. What is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum? Okay, right. Now see here, see the answer. For a RC circuit or CR circuit, so the circuit which contains capacitor and resistor, so that's what we are calling it as RC circuit or CR circuit. Generally we are calling it as CR circuit. For a CR circuit, if V is equal to V0 cos omega t, if V is equal to V0 cos omega t, then I is equal to V0 by square root of R square plus 1 by omega square c square into cos omega t plus phi, where tan phi is equal to 1 by omega c r. So is the angular frequency, and it is the capacitance, and it is the resistance. Okay, right. Now V effective already given here, that is what 110 volts. V effective is equal to 110 volts. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. So 2 pi into 60 radians per second. F is equal to 60 radians per second. Here R is equal to 40 ohms. Capital R is equal to 40 ohms. C is equal to 100 microfarad. That is equal to 10 to the power of minus 4 farad. 10 to the power of minus 4 farad. Okay. So 100 microfarad means 100 into 10 to the power of minus 6 now. So that is what 10 to the power of minus 4 farad. Okay. These are the values they have given. And next, two things are there. One is what is the maximum current in the circuit. See here, A. Maximum current in the circuit is I0 is equal to V0 divided by square root of R square plus 1 by omega square c square. See here. So is equal to right, is equal to square root of 2 into V effective divided by R square plus 1 by omega square c square. Root 2 value is 1.414 into V effective is 10, already given value, divided by square root of R value is 40 plus 1 by plus 1 divided by, right, 1 divided by, right, see here, 40 square 1 divided by 2 pi into omega is 2 pi into f is there, that is 60 into 2 pi, right. So 60 into omega is equal to 2 pi into 60, right. Omega is equal to 2 pi into 60 into capacitance is 10 to the power of minus 4. So finally 2 pi into 60 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole square, because square is there, omega square and c square, right. So we kept whole square, right. Now 1.414 into 110 divided by 40 square means 1600 plus, and pi value is 3.14 and it is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 and it is 3.14. 2 into 3.14 into 60 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, 60 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Otherwise 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. 2 pi into 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. 1600 plus 703.62. 703.62 is equal to, it is what, 155.54 divided by 48, because it is what, 1600 plus 700 means, which is approximately 2300 ma, and square root of 2300 means, which is approximately equal to 50, right? Based on that I am saying. But anyhow here it is not 2500, no. If it is 2500, here you will get 50, but it is 2300 only. So here we are getting 48. So 155.54 divided by 48 is equal to 3.24 amps. 3.24 amps. Okay, right. Now next, B. What is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum? What is the time lag between the current maximum and voltage maximum? See here, B. The phase angle phi is given by, tan phi is equal to 1 by omega CR is equal to 1 by omega means 2 pi f, no, 2 pi into 60 into C is 10 to the power of minus 4 into R is 40. So if you complete this calculation, you will get it as 0.6631. 0.6631. This is the value of tan phi. Therefore, phi is equal to 33.5 degrees. Phi. See, phi is equal to tan inverse of this value, no. Phi is equal to tan inverse of this value. Phi is equal to tan inverse of 0.6631. Finally, we are getting 33.5 degrees. So this degrees, if you convert into radians, 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians, no. Therefore, phi is equal to 33.5 divided 33.5 pi by 180 radians. Right. So that only he is asking now, what is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum? Okay. We didn't complete this problem, still we are here. So time lag delta t is equal to 5 by omega. 5 by omega, that is equal to 33.5 pi divided by 180 into 2 pi into 60. This is what omega is 2 pi into 60, no? That's why. So finally we are getting here 1.55 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. So that is equal to 1.5 milliseconds. 1.55 milliseconds. Okay, right. Here observe carefully. The voltage lags behind the current, or the current leads the voltage. The voltage lags behind the current, or current leads the voltage, whatever it may. So based on the situation, you can say this is the time lag between voltage and current. Okay. See here. So in this class we discussed two problems, problem number 14 and problem number 15. Okay, right. See here. In this problem number 14, this problem is linking to the exercise problem 13, previous problem. So we have to take the data from problem number 13 and we have to calculate the same thing what we calculated in that problem, and that is one. Along with those things to calculate, and we also need to calculate these things. So that is what hence explained statement that at very high frequency inductor in circuit amounts to open circuit. And next, how does an inductor behave in a DC circuit after the steady state? So these are the values they have given, So frequency f is equal to 10 kilohertz, 10 to the power of 4 hertz, and omega is 2 pi f, no. So 2 pi into 10 to the power of 4 radians per second. Next, epsilon RMS. Epsilon RMS is equal to 240 volts. 240 volts. Okay, right. Now I naught is equal to epsilon naught divided by square root of r square plus omega square L square. Square root of r square plus omega square L square is equal to, it is what epsilon naught means root 2 into 240, no. Epsilon naught is equal to root 2 into epsilon RMS, Epsilon RMS as given 240. So root 2 into 240 divided by r means 100, no. So is given in the last problem, previous problem, 13th problem. So 100 square means 10 to the power of 4 plus 4 pi square into 10 to the power of 8 into 0.5 square. So giving this value. Now the contribution of the resistor R is negligible as compared to the reactance omega L. Okay. So tan phi also we need to calculate. Here tan phi is 100 pi, no, because omega value we know, L value already given in the last problem, I mean 13th problem, and R value also given in the 13th problem. So by substituting all the numerical values in tan phi, we are getting tan phi as 100 pi, which is very large, So phi is nearly equal to pi by 2. Phi is nearly equal to pi by 2 radians. Thus, what can we see here? Thus we see that I naught is much smaller than its value 1.82 amperes, because the same I naught value we also calculated in the previous problem. There itself we got 1.82 amps, but here we are getting 1.08 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amperes. 10 to the power of minus 2 amperes. So that what can we conclude here? So this value is very small. Whatever the value we got here, very small. So why we got very small value? Because the frequency is very high, no? So frequency is 10,000 hertz here. But in our previous problem, the frequency is only 50 hertz. So because of this large value of frequency, here we got this smaller value, that is 1.08 into 10 to the power of minus 2 amps. I am not saying only because of high frequency we are getting this much of small value, but that is the reason. It is one of the proper and major reason. Right? At high frequency, L nearly amounts to open circuit, that is, it offers very large resistance. Right? Next, he is also asking, how does an inductor behaves in a DC circuit after its steady state? So in a DC circuit, after attaining steady state, omega is 0, no? So L acts like a pure conductor. L acts like a pure conductor. This is what 14th problem, right? Watch this video again and again. You try to go through the problem clearly, because as much as our understanding becomes deeper and deeper, you will get lot of confidence while solving the physics problem. Not only in board point of view, right? Not only in a board point of view, in a competitive point of view also, it is advantage for us. That's why I am repeating and I am saying again and again. Next, 15th problem. In 15th problem, he is asking two things. One is, what is the maximum current in the circuit, and B is, what is the time lag between the current maximum and voltage maximum, right? So these are the values they have given. So is the capacitance, resistance, voltage, frequency, right? So for CR circuit, it is CR circuit only. This 15th problem is CR circuit. So if V is equal to V0 cos omega t, then I is equal to V0 by square root of R square plus 1 by omega square C square into cos omega t plus phi, where tan phi is equal to 1 by omega C R. Here V effective is equal to 110 volt, omega is equal to 2 pi f, 2 pi into 60 radians per second. R is equal to 40 ohm, C is equal to 100 microfarad, 10 to the power of minus 4 farad. Okay, right. So these are the things given, and we substituted here. We have written these are the things given, and now maximum current in the circuit. This is the formula. So we have to substitute these values. That is, in place of V0, root 2 into V effective, and divided by this value is as it is. And now we start to substitute. So it is 1.414 into 110 divided by square root of 40 square plus 1 by 2 pi into 60 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole square, and this mathematical process will give us 3.24 amps. 3.24 amps. Okay, right. And the next B is, what is the time lag? What is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum? To calculate time lag, first we have to know what is the phi value and what is the omega value. Omega value is not a problem because they have given. It is 2 pi into 60 radians per second. 2 pi into 60 radians per second. Okay. But here, if you see this, it is what tan phi is equal to, it's okay, but we have to calculate phi, no? So to calculate phi, we have to use this formula. That is what tan phi is equal to 1 by omega c into r. Tan phi is equal to 1 by omega c into r, 1 by omega value this one, and C value is 10 to the power of minus 4, and R value is 40. So finally tan phi we are getting 0.6631. So after completion of that, therefore phi is equal, when tan phi is equal this value, phi is equal tan inverse of 0.6631 now. So phi is equal to 33.5 degrees, that is equal to 33.5 into pi by 180 radians, because pi radians is equal to 180 degrees ma. Pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. So phi is equal to 33.5 degrees, that is equal to 33.5 pi by 180 radians. Right, now time lag delta t is equal to phi by omega. Phi is this one divided by omega is 2 pi into 60. So finally here we are getting 1.55 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds, that is equal to 1.55 milliseconds. Okay, so that what can we say ma? Here the voltage lags. Here the voltage lags behind the current, and or the current leads the voltage. Here the voltage lags behind the current, or the current leads the voltage. Okay, right. So this is what we completed 14th and 15th problems in this class. In our next class we will continue with next continuation problem, that is problem number 16. Okay, right. Thank you.